All right, everybody, welcome in as we get rocking and rolling on what is the very last Monday of 2025. And look at this. We don't even have the camera yet, but we're about to.
Okay,
And
we're
5,
ready.
4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, there she is, Charlotte with us.
Hey,
Charlotte, what's
how
going
are you?
on?
Not much.
It's been a long time,
Merry
my
after
friend.
Christmas.
Well, I feel, Merry after Christmas. I feel like it's been a long time, but it really hasn't. I see you almost every morning.
Almost every morning, that's right.
But on the show, it's been a while.
Yes.
So,
it was downtown, or the other downtown.
Yeah.
We were here last, so yeah, it has been a while.
we just skedaddled. Is it okay to say skedaddled?
I think so.
Is that you ever use words like that? Like
Yeah,
Your
you know.
vocabulary is a little advanced than mine, though. Mine's kind of low IQ.
No, I don't think it's low. It's just, sometimes I use words that, people don't like.
We just skedaddled on down from
did.
where we used to be here to this studio.
Yes.
And we're thankful to be here. And then at the beginning of the new year, Friday, the plan is to be in our new studio.
Oh, wow.
So we're just going to keep
Move
on
on
moving.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are testing our new radio signal, 94.3, our new Christian station. We're in
Spirit Radio?
Yeah, in the testing phase of that right now.
Good.
And then officially we'll launch that January the 1st at about 11:50.
Okay.
And then at midnight we're going to come on the air and we're going to ring in the new year with prayer. So
Nice.
So maybe a few whistles and all that stuff, but mainly we're going to ring it in with prayer and start the whole new season. and we'll see how it goes.
So on 12/31 at midnight.
At midnight, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well,
That's
I guess technically 1/1 at midnight, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Well, yeah. Is it going to be Thursday night or is it going to? Yeah, I don't even know.
What is New Year's? Is it Thursday?
No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday
into Thursday.
That's right. Yeah. Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, whatever the day is, January the 1st.
He'll be there.
We'll be there. Charlotte won't be there.
No, I won't. Will not.
Well, welcome in as we do get rolling. We want to welcome you in, as I was joking, but it is true. It is the last Monday of the new year, and we do want to, or of the old year. The old year. We want to welcome you in as we get rolling here on another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. Kind of a crazy week with Christmas last week and everything, but we're back, and it's going to be a crazy week this week with a couple of bumps. Not in a bad way, but we're not going to be on the air, obviously, on the show for New Year's here with Good Morning Huntsville. Which will be Wednesday, yeah. So we'll be off Wednesday. But
what about Thursday? You guys going to be on?
Thursday's the 2nd, right?
No, Thursday's the 1st.
See, boy, this is all confusing to me. Let's do this rundown real quick. Wednesday, we will be on the air.
Okay.
So that's New Year's Eve.
Yep.
So we will be here, and then Thursday we
will
won't
not.
We will not be.
Okay.
Then Friday, we'll
be back to normal.
We'll be back to normal in the new studio.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to see it.
We're looking forward to it. Hey, it is episode number 657 times.
Wow.
Been yakking on here.
That is amazing.
And somehow y'all are still putting up with me. So thanks for being here today, Charlotte.
You're welcome.
We want to give a big shout out, as always, to our friend Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, here on this marvelous, wonderful start to the week on this marvelous Monday. Tomorrow's promised Montessori schools. They've been serving Huntsville and Walker County now for over 28 years. And this wonderful lady, Miss Charlotte, is the director over at the academy where our two children go.
Yep.
And you have been there almost all of those 28 years. Does it seem like it?
Well, sometimes it does, and other times it feels like I'm still the 26-year-old who walked in and asked Kay for. Well, I didn't even ask Kay for a job. I enrolled my oldest daughter, who is 28, and she's like, "Well, you should come work for me." I was like, "Oh no, I have another job. I can't do that," and that lasted for exactly 3 days because I just missed my child so much that, I'd never been away from her before. So I then said, okay, well, I'll come back and work for you, but only if I get to stay in the classroom with my daughter. That lasted for 2 days because she was a pain in well, because, I was her mom, right? Why was I tending to all the other children?
She didn't like that,
No,
did
she did not.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll continue working for you if you move me to a different classroom. And she did. So.
And you were 26 when you started this?
Yeah.
So really, you've only been there about 3 years then because you're 29 now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
No, in all honesty, how long has it been? 25? You've been there almost
26 years, yeah.
26
I mean, I was down, we were downtown over at what used to be, what is now the Raven restaurant.
How
That's
cool
where
is
Tomorrow's
that?
Promise started, yeah.
Is it pretty neat to see, like, the transformation for you because y'all started there? How many children were there when you started?
12.
So 12 was it?
Yeah. Well, no, there was 12 in the 3 to 6-year-old classroom. I think there was probably 4 in the nursery, 5 in the ones maybe.
Wow.
And yeah, so I mean there was very few children.
Parking was atrocious over there, right?
Parking was not fun. Parking was definitely not fun.
Pick up and drop off, not a fun time.
No.
How long were y'all over there for?
Oh, about maybe 2 years, 2.5, maybe 3 years. She started over there, and then I can't even remember.
So you have to, with you then, you have to be the longest tenured employee.
I am
pretty much. Wow.
I am. Yeah.
It's kind of like Charlotte has been there almost the whole time.
Yeah.
That is so neat, though. I think about that. One, I think of, just the loyalty that you have to the organization, and you're passionate about children. You have helped me become a better father, whether you know it or not.
Oh, thank you.
I won't go into the details, but sometimes Dad's a little frustrated in the mornings, and sometimes Dad needs to learn how to hit the brakes. Not in the truck. I'm okay in the truck, but I need to learn how to hit the brakes when I bring the children in. and be mindful that there are other parents there. And sometimes I will start telling life stories to Charlotte.
Yes.
And because, you get to know someone and you feel a little comfortable with them. And you're like, well, here's someone that I can share with what's going on
in my life.
And then sometimes, there may be another parent in there. And then sometimes they're like, we didn't know that Charlotte was a counselor also. So thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome.
But
You're welcome.
I wanted to bring that up, though, for a reason, because, you have to deal with so much. It's not just the children. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of parents every day too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and I do get to see all the parents, and we develop relationships because that's just the name of the game. So, I enjoy my job. I enjoy meeting. I don't always enjoy listening to everybody's problems.
See, so you helped me become a better.
Yes. So, but I definitely enjoy talking to people.
One thing, and I did want to be public with this. One thing that you've helped me with, and we talked about it last week. Courtney was here, but one thing that you've helped me with that you may not realize is just gratitude. And I'm pretty positive and upbeat on this show, but then sometimes life happens to you, and it's and sometimes you get overwhelmed with what's going on in life instead of remembering and thinking about all the positive things. And that is one thing that you've honestly helped me with, is to have gratitude. And so when I come in, and if I'm having one of those mornings and and I'm kind of stretched thin and I feel something I pause and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that I got little children that can walk and jump and scream and talk and do all that, because there's a lot of children that may not be able to do that.
Correct.
I heard of I won't go into the details because it broke me down on Sunday, but a friend of mine, works for a funeral home, and I asked him one time, I said, what's the hardest part of your job? And he said, it's not the he goes, it's a ministry. I love helping people. And he goes, it's not the older people or the middle-aged people. He goes, it's the children. Yeah. And he told me a heartbreaking story that they had to go and get a child the other day. And I just think about that. And in that moment, I broke down on the inside. When you're a parent, it hits different when you hear those things.
It definitely does.
And it just hits different. And in that moment, I thought about my children, and I said, man, I don't ever want to take for granted my two little babies. And Bridget is great right now. 2 is okay. But I'm trying to throw out little nuggets there. Bridget throws me nuggets all the time. There was one the other day I'm 41, okay? I had lunch with Coach Longo of Sam Houston a few weeks ago, and he said he was 44, 45 when he had their last children, and I think that they were twins.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, how do you do it? Well, he starts talking about nannies. I was like, well, I ain't got no money for the nanny.
Right.
But it was a great conversation, and we didn't even talk about football or we talked about life.
Yeah.
And you bring me back to that, Charlotte. I think about just how thankful I am to have my 2 little ones, and even though my wife throws little nuggets at me, like the other day, laundry's a huge issue.
Oh.
You have 2 daughters, right?
I do. They don't live at home.
Was the laundry, though, when they were younger, was it ever an issue, or was it always pretty much on top of it?
No. Well, I just tend to stay on top of it because that's just how I was raised, Yeah. But I did tell my children that if they were going to be wearing several different outfits a day, then they had to help me fold the laundry.
Okay. All right.
And when Emma got to a certain age, and she's like, well, I'm not going to help you fold. And I was like, well, then I'm not going to do your laundry.
Oh, nice.
So then from then on, I did not wash her clothes, and she's been in charge of her laundry ever since. But, and
it's where we have two, and for some reason, laundry is a big issue in our house. I don't know if it's just the work schedules or just and I'll take the heat on this. My wife works really hard. She cleans the house. She does. Mm-hmm. She works her tail off. And so there's things that I need to step up and do. And one of them that I feel like I need to step up and be more helpful with is the laundry.
Okay.
In most houses, you'll have an extra room, which is, people will typically call it an office or a guest bedroom.
Right.
Or there's usually a bed in there and a desk, and that's your guest bedroom office.
Yeah.
Well, clothes tend to land on that bed.
Oh.
And they tend to form a mini Mount Everest over time.
Yes.
And so Bridget and I.
So here's what you do. You put it on your bed because then you can't go to bed until it's folded and put away.
See, that's a good.
That's what I do.
See, it's a good thought process, Charlotte, but my brain thinks a little bit sloppier. And there's typically an empty laundry basket, and so what happens? They get transferred into the laundry basket
and
at
then
the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
So
discipline.
yeah. So Bridget and I spent a considerable amount of time before the holiday getting the laundry finally caught up. And I went through our closet. We have a small walk-in closet. Man, there was stuff in there I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And so I cleaned all that up. My wife was so happy. I said, man, I need to do this more often.
Yes.
And
you can talk to Malcolm about that because he needs to do his side of the closet too because it's a mess. It's a mess in there.
Well, now I am very, I don't know how to say, I don't say this like in a bad way at all, but now and it's only been a few days, right?
Yeah, right.
But now I'm very picky about that closet staying clean.
Okay.
So I was joking around with Bridget the other day, and I said, why are your night shoes on the bottom of this floor? They need to be put up on the shelf. And she laughed at me because she always tells me to do stuff. So I was like, gotcha. And now instead of leaving the hangers after you take clothes off, I've been taking them and putting them into we have a laundry room with a little clothes rack in there.
Okay.
So, it's...
all right, baby steps.
Yeah, just little by little.
Yeah,
So-
good. That's awesome.
So that's my story. Well, hey, let's take a quick break. We just wanted to come on and chit-chat a little bit. Charlotte is here with us today. Rick and Kay are still out enjoying a little extra time off. They need it, and they're traveling, and we wish them safe travels as they come back to Huntsville from the break. But let's take a brief break, and when we come back, I want to catch up with you, Charlotte, and just ask you a little bit about, you guys got to get away and go on a family vacation. I know that was nice.
We did.
I want to just briefly touch on the importance of being with family and getting away. And I want to ask our audience what they did over the break. I know a lot of folks were out traveling. And then we'll come back and we'll keep celebrating and promoting the good here in Huntsville.
That's right.
We do have Kay's Monday Mindset and also Rick and Kay's Top 10, although it's Rob and Charlotte's
there you go.
Top 10
We
today.
can do it.
So we got more coming up. Let us know you're out there. A few of you are already chiming in this morning, and we would love to see your comments. So let us know as we get started on this last Monday of 2025 what you are thankful for. And let's start this week off with some gratitude. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville with the one and only Charlotte. That's right. Hanging out with us today, bringing in the audience today, Charlotte.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
All right, friends, back at it here on Good Morning Huntsville. Feels, I mean, it's a great day, Charlotte, but it's kind of a sad day because it's like, oh, it's the last one of the year. It's the last show.
2025 was. It can say goodbye.
Time to move on and look forward to 2026 right around the corner.
Yes.
So here we are, December the 29th. Can you believe it, though, how fast everything has went this year?
Everything just goes so fast.
Charlotte, I wanted to ask you something else, too, that's really cool. And then I want to, ask folks just a little bit about, getting away with family. But speaking of family, if it's okay for me to mention, I'm sure it is, it's really cool because one of your daughters works over at Tomorrow's
She does,
Prom.
yes.
How did all that come about?
Well, I mean, so, of course, I was pregnant with her whenever I was working
So
there.
she's
And
grown
so
up
she's
there.
grown up at Tomorrow's Promise. She started
Wow.
when she was 6 weeks, and then she was cleaning while in high school. She would come in after her day at school, and she would clean the building over on Old Houston Road. And then once she graduated, she's like, I think I'd like to go into the classrooms. And so Val over at the main campus, she taught her so well about the nursery. I mean, she has just taught her everything she knows. And Sophia is now running the nursery over at the Academy location. So
Yeah, is that a pretty cool dynamic, like getting to
it
hang out
is,
with your
but
daughter?
she's the only one who will, she'll call you. Nobody really speaks against me, right? If I say, hey, I'd like to do this, Sophia's the only one who will say, well, that's a stupid idea, Mom, where everybody else goes, okay, we can try it, so that's pretty cool to have her. She has a mind of her own, of course.
Yeah, with a different mindset.
Yes.
I've always said that I've always heard from somebody that said, well, it's not a good idea to work with family. And I kind of discredit that because when I had my IT company, it's basically just what you said. I had my brother work with me and my cousin. My cousin actually helped me start that business a long time ago. He would leave school early
To come over
to
and
come
work.
and I said, what are you doing? He's like, well, we didn't have anything going on. And he was in high school, so he'd just come hang out. I said, well, don't get in trouble, man. He's like, no, the teachers don't care. And he'd just come over and hang out with me at the shop and help me. And he ended up being a great employee. I fired him twice.
Yep.
But it was all right. And we reconciled and everything was all good. But
Sure.
it's because you have to separate the family from the business.
Yes.
And I told him, I was like, hey man, if this was anybody else, they would have been fired. Not nothing horrible, but it was just those things.
Yeah.
Like you open the shop at 8:00 and 10:30, your hair's all messed up, and I go to your apartment and you're still in bed.
Right.
And other employees, you can't really just show up to their house like that and say, where are you at?
Where are you at?
But I
Yes.
did with my cousin.
Yeah.
I was kind of that boss where I'll never forget this young man worked with me. He's a great young man. He lived in the town over, and it had iced up. But the ice wasn't that bad. I mean, it was just on the cars. The roads were fine.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I can't. And we had a huge busy day. And he goes, well, I can't make it in today. There's too much ice out here at the apartment and all that. And I said, okay, well, I'll be over there in a minute with my Jeep. And I drove over. There was no ice. Needless to say, he didn't work there too much longer
No,
after
after that, right.
Because who would think the boss would show up? And I said, well, I got a 4-wheel drive Jeep. I'll come pick you up. We need you. But the family dynamic is good because what you just said, it gives you other ideas that maybe you weren't thinking about. And maybe it goes back to the relationships. You know, your daughter's comfortable talking to you. And
Yes.
You're her mother, so obviously you're going to tell her things that maybe you wouldn't tell although you're pretty open.
I am pretty direct.
Yeah, you're pretty direct and open. It is what it is with Charlotte. But my brother I would have these ideas, and I'd be, oh, let's do it. And then my brother, well, you didn't think about this. And I was like, why are you so pessimistic, man?
Right.
But it was great because it helped me to see different viewpoints that maybe I wouldn't have thought about.
It gave you a little feedback.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, did I still go forward with the ideas?
Of course,
Yeah,
100%.
all the time.
Did you make mistakes?
Yeah.
100%. But, you know, that's the way it goes. You know, we live and we learn.
Yeah. Well, you know, we just many people been off the past week. You got a little time off too,
I
right?
did.
How long were you off for?
I was off all last week. We got in the car at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, and we drove to Roswell, New Mexico, because my mother-in-law passed away in March.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never knew about aliens, but she told when I first met her, she told me everything about Roswell, New Mexico. So we went there and we spent some time in all the different places, and it was just nice. And the next day we then drove to Sedona, Arizona,
Wow.
and we hiked, and it was nice spending that time with my 2 adult girls and my husband. It was,
Just y'all.
just the 4 of
That's
us.
cool.
Yes. So, and then on Thursday, we drove to the Grand Canyon. Now, I had never been there. Malcolm
what was that like?
It was breathtaking. So the girls and I, we all kept our eyes down. Malcolm led us over to the edge, right? There's a fence there. He wasn't going to push us. And so then we got there and we looked up, and it was the most incredible thing I have ever seen. It was so amazing. Yeah.
So highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Canyon.
Yes. Yes.
See, I've always wanted to go. We were playing. It's in Utah, right?
No, it's in Arizona.
Or Arizona, but where
But
we,
it goes up, so then all those canyons are all going up to Utah. Yeah.
But it's fairly. I think it was like a 3 or 4 hour drive from where we were at. We played. We played like, I forget the school back when I was broadcasting Sam Houston, but we were in Utah, and a bunch of the guys got together and drove out there to the Grand Canyon for the day because the game wasn't that day. I didn't get a chance. I was doing game prep, but I always wanted to go, and I'm glad that I didn't go in that time, though, because I want to make that memory with my wife and my children.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, probably wait a couple of years for the kids, because, I mean, it was breathtaking.
How long was all that driving? I mean, were you all exhausted from the driving, or did you enjoy the driving?
Well, it's 17 hours from Sedona, Arizona. We left Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning at 6:30, and we made it home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yikes!
Yeah.
So y'all just kept on.
We kept on
Did y'all
going.
switch and
flip-flop
yeah.
And there was one time I was like, I'm really tired. I can't. And so Emma jumped in the car and or the truck, and then she took over, and it was nice.
Are you a sleeper in the vehicle?
Nope.
Yeah, same.
Nope. I'm like this.
How do people do that? How do some people sleep in a vehicle or in a plane?
I don't know. But the 3 of them can do it.
No.
It's crazy.
Not here. Well, it sounds like y'all had a good.
We did.
Great family time. We were down in the woodlands, so went and spent. Well, let me back up. Oh, I love my brother-in-law. I have to say this real quick. I love that guy.
Good.
The reason is because he finally put his foot down and he said Christmas is now off limits
Okay.
to the family.
All right.
He said, no more of this. Everybody pile up at our house Christmas morning. Go spend Christmas with your own families.
And then come later on for dinner or lunch.
Yeah, and so finally, and I've always dreamed of this moment. And nothing on, my wife or their family. I love her family dearly.
Right. Yeah.
But finally, I got to do the things with my children one-on-one the night before.
Right.
And then I got to wake up in the morning I got to do the presents. I was up till 3 a.m. She's not watching, so it's okay.
Okay.
I was up till, I don't want to give away the secret.
Yeah.
I was up till 3 a.m. putting together. And now I feel so bad for my mother because I knew what she had to go through.
I remember putting together a trampoline in the middle of the night because, that's I know. So, but yes, in Denmark, which is where I'm from, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th in the evening, and Santa actually comes to your house, and leaves all the presents. So, which is pretty cool. So then on the 25th, we are in America. We're able to drive to my sister-in-law's house, and we don't have to rush. So it's perfect. I like doing presents in the evening.
Well, we finally had like our own little deal.
Yeah.
And man, I had to eat the cookies, and Braylon was like, "Whoa, Santa, what's he gonna eat? He needs to eat all those cookies." I was like sitting here looking at my belly, who's getting bigger again. And I was like, "No, man, I can't throw these things out because my daughter's right here."
Yeah.
So I ended up eating like a dozen cookies, that we had just baked that night because. It is what it is. I had them on the plate. I tossed a few of them, let's be honest, but I ate quite a bit. They were good.
Yeah.
And I left the crumbs. This year, though, I didn't do the powder. I did it one year whenever we were at her sister's.
It's such a mess.
Yeah, it was way too messy.
Yeah.
So I didn't do the flour to make it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. There's footprints.
So we got to do our own little tradition, and it was so much fun. And then, I thought that afternoon that morning we were gonna leave and go to Georgetown to go to my mom's. It's about 3 hours away. It's not a big deal. But noon came very fast, and I was sitting there thinking, man, I'm always pretty tired anyways, but I was like, I am so exhausted. I don't feel like I don't have the energy to drive 3 hours and then do that and then come back tomorrow, because that was the game plan, then go to the Woodlands. And I told Bridget, I said, why don't we just stay here? And she's like, I was just about to tell you that.
Nice.
And so we stayed the whole day at home. We had picked up tamales the evening before at Rodeo. Delfina was open, so we went over. We picked up tamales at Rodeo, and then so that night we had jalapeno cream tamales.
Yum.
that was our Christmas, and it was great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then we went to the Woodlands and spent several days. In fact, my wife is still there with her sister and all of their extended family from San Antonio and from Georgetown. They all converged at Jacqueline's house, and
good.
She has a big house, and so
it's able to accommodate everybody. Yes,
that's perfect. It's way better than staying at our house.
There you go.
So it worked. It worked better. Well, let us know, how your holiday was for those of you out there. By the way, Magnolia Kennel, Steph Valley joining us. She said skipping school. She's talking about my cousin. Skipping school should have been your first clue that he was not going to make a good employee. No, he was actually a great employee. He just didn't get up a lot of times in the morning. But
then he would do better in the afternoon. And there are some people like that are just not morning people.
I am not a morning person.
Right.
I think it comes with the tech industry, and we were open till 7 o'clock in the evening. Mm-hmm. And so, and we had I'd let some guys would go home at like 4 or 5, and then the other guys would stay till 7. A lot of them stayed after hours because I paid base plus commission, and they wanted to earn more money. And so they would, it was the best kind of pay model that I came up with.
Right.
Because I would set a bonus each month, and I would say, okay, for example, all right, our goal this month is $25,000, and so if we hit that goal in service revenue and say we did $30,000, that was $5,000 over. I would take half of that and put it into a monthly bonus pool. So then there would be $2,500 sitting around, and however much of that $30,000 that you build out percentage-wise is how much of the bonus you got.
Get, yeah.
So
That's
it was really, and then I gave my guy who ran the shop for me. I was there every day, primarily doing a lot of warranty work and sales, but I had a guy named Travis, and I gave him a 10% cut of everything the shop did.
Nice.
And so everyone was motivated to work.
Yeah.
And some of the guys, I was the owner, some of the guys made a lot more than I did, but I didn't care because they were loyal. They worked their tail off.
That's important.
And, so it was fun. But, things were moving along, and, here we are, and the holidays are about to cease, and the new year is getting started.
Yes.
And that brings me, we're going to get to the K's Monday Mindset, but that brings me, instead, I want to go over Rick and Kay. It's actually Rob and Charlotte's top 10 as we talk about this new and upcoming year. So here it is. You've never been here for this, Charlotte. Coming at you live from Studio 1229J. Right down the road. Charlotte had a long drive in this morning. It's time for Rick and Kay, brought to you by Robin Charlotte's Top 10. Now, Kay, if you're listening this morning, Kay had sent me a top 10, but I changed it up. Because we're going rogue. Kay, don't get angry at me. But we're going rogue because I wanted to do the top 10 things that you've got to do in this new year.
Okay.
Okay?
I love it.
So we're going to go through these. Charlotte, I'm going to read them, and you can kind of agree or chime in. But we're going to start right now. Top 10 things to do in 2026. One thing that you can do. Number 10, announce, "This is my year," to everyone that you know. Then immediately take a nap.
Oh. Well, see, I'm not good at taking naps.
You're not a napper?
I am not.
No way.
Well, and it's funny, because on my lunch break, I'll go home and I will lay down for 20 minutes, no alarm or anything, and then I'll just wake up and then I'll go, because I don't think I'm really asleep. But I'm not able to sleep on the weekends. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
Well, so starting, are y'all open? Are y'all closed January the 2nd too, or y'all?
No, we're open.
So,
we're open Friday also.
So New Year's y'all are closed.
Yes.
What about the New Year's Eve?
31st. So Wednesday, Thursday we're closed. Friday we're open.
So
Monday,
Wednesday
Tuesday.
and Thursday y'all
Yes.
are closed. Okay.
Yeah.
Bridget, don't pick up a shift those 2 days, please.
Right.
So starting on Friday, just whenever you
Start
go.
taking a nap?
Well, no, do that, but start doing this. This is my year. Just
Yeah.
start saying it, Charlotte.
Okay.
And then go take a nap.
Watch.
Number 9, this is a good one because I know a lot of people that do this. And who does this anymore? Buy a planner you'll stop using by January the 12th, but then you're going to keep it forever because just in case.
Just in case. Yeah. I actually bought a planner this year.
See?
So, well, I'll get back to you, see if I'm still using it. I mean, with our phones now, a lot of my stuff is in my phone,
It's like you see these planners and they look so cool and you're like, oh, this will be cool to carry. And then after like a week, you're like, forget this, man.
That, yeah. Where did I leave that thing?
Number 8, this is top 10 things to do in the new year. Number 8, decide you're cutting back, well, I'm not, on snacks by switching to the family size bag.
That's crazy.
Number 7, start a new workout routine that lasts exactly long enough to justify new shoes or new clothes.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm 100% there. Yeah. Give me a reason to shop.
All right. Number 6, say, quote, "We should really get together sometime," and then fully mean it for about a week.
That's my HLI class. We have I have Shannon and Emily. We're going to get together. We're going to get together, and then 3 months later, and nothing has
Are
happened.
you doing that right now, HLI?
No. I was class 39.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
but,
you were,
but we still get together. I mean, we got together Thursday before Christmas.
how cool is that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. So we should really get together sometime for about a week. Number 5, this is a big one. Clean out the garage, but rediscover items you were sure were stolen back in 2013.
Yes.
You ever found stuff in your garage and like, where did that come from?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you get rid of it because you think you don't need
I
it,
will ever use it.
but then you do need it a couple of years later.
Yeah.
When we moved to Fargo, I got rid of so much stuff. We had a garage sale. I am not joking. We made like almost $1,800 at that garage sale,
wow.
which was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I sold we had this old sectional couch. We sold it. I had I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm a little on the crafty side.
Okay.
Martha Stewart and I would get along really on this little hoop.
Really?
I had a little hoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my justification was, why am I paying? And this wasn't anything to do with Advantage Specialties because they do a lot for me when I need their help. But back in Georgetown, I was always doing shirts for my computer business and for my sports broadcasting thing. And I was like, I'm spending so much money doing this. Why don't I just go buy the stinking little machine to do it?
Sure.
When we moved to Fargo, I was like, I don't need this thing anymore. And that was it was like a $600 or $700 little machine back in. And see, I bought this before I had children, and I could afford to do
time,
this.
right? Yes.
And I just remember seeing that thing in the garage, and I hadn't used it like in a year. And the last time I'd used it was to sew Bridget's patch on She needed me to sew a patch because it was a sewing machine too. This is my wife asking me to do that, which I said, sweetheart, there's no other husband in the world that's going to sew on a patch on your
Right.
nurse, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I sewed her patches on, and then she had me embroider her name in her nurse's bag.
Nice.
And I
I think that's a great idea.
But then I never
Yeah.
used it again, and
Yeah.
I sold it at that garage sale for $100. And Bridget was like, "Why did you sell that for $100?" I was like, "I don't know. Some sweet little old lady saw it and she wanted it."
She wanted it.
All right, number 4. Set realistic goals like drink more water, and then fail on day 1.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Number 3, unsubscribe from emails you never remember subscribing to in the first place.
I tried doing that, and it's like you get so much spam these days that but good idea.
I try to keep. No, I don't. I try to keep my inbox clean. I have 12,000 messages in there right now, and Gmail, and I archive a lot of stuff. And so I always tell myself at the beginning of each month, I'm going to go through and clear out last month's. And I'll get through like 2 weeks, and then it's just, forget it. I'm done. Yeah.
My inbox is always clean. My swipe.
Here is a huge one, Charlotte, that I'm going to work on, especially when I come in there to drop the children off and
Okay.
talk to you about things. Promise to stress less,
That is very important. But
but while actively stressing about how to stress less.
yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's 100%. And then the number one thing to do in 2026, resolve to enjoy the year more, because no one has ever said, "I wish I worried harder." That's
Yeah.
a good one.
That is a good one.
So that is your top 10 ways to celebrate and things that you need to do in 2026. And I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great year. We need a good year.
I'm ready for 26.
There was just so much tension and, heartbreak and a lot of things in 2025. But if I look back through that adversity, I say, you know what? I'm still here and I'm still going and got my family. And, I'm thankful for that. One thing that I'll say, we'll take a break. We'll come back and do Kay's Monday Mindset. But one thing our pastor was talking about, this past Sunday it's kind of a weird Sunday for a lot of churches because you have your Christmas Eve service.
Right.
A lot of churches don't even have like a service like we had this last Sunday because they just had their Christmas Eve.
Right.
And then you've got the New Year. And so it's kind of this lull in between Christmas and the New Year. But we still had a service here. And I'm going to say this, like, we have an incredible worship team here. Alan Barnes, our worship minister, he is unbelievable. I told that young man, I said, dude, one day one of these top A-list Dove Award-winning Christian artists is going to hear his voice and be like, will you come work with us? And selfishly, I hope he tells him no because
Right.
he's so good. He's such a great man. But he wasn't here, and so it was really different. We didn't have worship in the traditional music sense or any of that. It was just our pastor just started preaching. We did announcements. And it ended, and the reason I brought up Alan because I love the worship part of our service, obviously with music. But Sunday was one of the most incredible services I'd ever been to.
Nice.
And Jason had our pastor here preached on, if you get rid of all the stuff, why do you come to church? And it was funny because even that morning somebody had came up to me and they said, "Well," and it's a nice person, but she had said, "Well, you can't have church without music." And I started thinking about that and I was like, well, I've never thought about that, but yeah, you can when we
Yeah.
need to sometimes.
Right.
And so and then she didn't even know that was the message, what the message was about. But I brought all that up because, Jason had challenged us here at this church about, this upcoming year and challenged all of us to pray more. And he brought up a really interesting fact that there's been a lot of studies done, by A, B, and C company, whoever all these
Right.
companies are, that in the ministry world, church pastors on average spend only 3 minutes a day in prayer. Can you believe that? You would
Wow.
think that it would be a lot more.
Yeah.
And I started checking my own self, and I was like, I need to do a better job. And so Pastor Jason had challenged all of us as a congregation here to spend more time in prayer in 2026. And so that's going to be something for me spiritually that I want to do, is spend more time in prayer. And so this morning as I got up, there's something special about getting on your knees and praying.
Sure.
And I haven't done that and it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I preached on it a few weeks ago. Jason asked me to preach for him when he was out, and I talked about that. And this morning I got on my knees and I prayed for a little bit. And I'm going to tell you, it just helped my whole day start off in a whole new. Then I knew I was going to be here with you.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
and I was like, all right, my counselor's here with me this morning. I'm just kidding.
I'll start charging
So,
you counselor prices.
Yeah. So
Mister.
yeah. So for you, I mean, 2026. Is there anything that you've kind of thought about, Charlotte, that, or you just kind of go with the flow and whatever comes my way, I'm going to make the best of it?
Well, yes, and I think it's so hard to make these resolutions that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because then you're letting yourself down. So I'm just going to try not to promise the world a whole bunch of things, but I'm going to make my own internal promises.
Yeah. What's it like for you? I always ask Kay these kind of questions. I'll ask you, for the new year from a I guess a professional stance, a work stance. What does that look like for you? And does that change? Is there new things y'all are working on, or is there different types of organization that you think about with the school? How does all that play into?
Well, there are a couple of conferences that I'm excited about going to. We have I want to say it's the Love Conference at San Jacinto College that we're gonna go to in February. So I'm excited. I'm excited about going and learning new things. You always come back from conferences full of, we should do this, we should do that, and it's just exciting. It's very exciting.
But in those moments, when you come back, you don't talk to Sophia though, because you're like, no, we don't need to do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, usually I try to bring her with me, so that way she's on the same page with me.
To get her excited. Is there things for? Do you think that the children feel the sense of a new year? I've always wondered that with my children. I know that they feel Braylon's already asking me when's Easter. Right after Christmas, she's asking me when's Easter is. And I wonder when that age is to when children start to realize, like, hey, it's a new year, it's a new season.
I don't know that they understand that it's a new year. Even though in the 3 to 6 year old class we do, say this is 12, 29, 25. I don't know that they put it together that it's now going to be 26.
When do the children move? And I should know this because my children have been with y'all for a long time, but I guess I can't remember things. But when do they move up in classes? That's not right at the new year.
So it's not, because we do it. So child care licensing, they tell us that they have to be a certain age before they can go into the 3 to 6 year old class, even though at 2.5 or 2 and 10 months, they're ready to move into, because they get bored in the 2 year old class. Mm-hmm. They cannot move in until they turn 3. So you have to kind of make sure that you are still keeping them stimulated in the 2 year old classroom before you move them, so that way they're not bored.
So is there it's basically on their age, right?
It is on their age.
It's not a set date like
No.
a public school to where
No.
it's like, oh, you're this age, so now you go to this.
No, and so that's one of the advantages of Montessori is the 3 to 6 year old classroom is they are able to work on things that are meant for 3-year-olds, but you can be a 4-year-old working on 3-year-old stuff, or the other way around. If you're really advanced, you can do. I mean, I had one child. He was doing addition and at 3.5, which
Wow.
you don't see that a lot, but with Montessori, you're able to allow them to grow, to learn at their own pace and grow at their own pace.
The thing about Caden, my little boy, he's 2. His birthday was in July. I'm trying to do the math really fast. So he's like 2 years, 7 months, somewhere around there. That little toot is counting to 10 like nothing right now.
Yeah.
And I attribute that to the Montessori method, to what y'all do. Braylon, I always brag on my little Braylon. She is the smartest little 4-year-old I've ever met. And every parent will say that, but mine really is. She is so smart, and she's so aware of everything going on. And that little girl has a photogenic memory. I don't know how, but she remembers when she was a baby and we were it was a scary moment. We were on our golf cart. We had her all bundled in, safe, protected. And Bridget had one of those one of those really cool little straps and
Yeah.
all that. And Bridget was also seat belted in, and we always liked to go, right around.
Right.
And it wasn't, and we were always very careful. Always drove real slow with. Now that they're older, I go a
little bit more crazy.
They're like, "Daddy, go faster."
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a governor on those things. But a deer out of nowhere on a golf cart, of all things, out of nowhere, did not just run in front of us. It ran through us.
Oh my gosh.
It ran through the golf. It ran into the front where you're sitting because there's no doors.
Right.
And it busted all of that front glass out, the
Wow.
plexiglass,
Yeah.
and jumped. And she remembers that. And she goes, the other day, just out of nowhere, she goes, "Daddy, when I was a baby, do you remember that deer getting into the golf cart?" And I was like, "How do you remember this stuff?"
Right.
I can't even remember what I did 5 seconds ago. And here's my daughter remembering when she was a little tiny baby. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So
Yeah, that is crazy.
it's fun as your children start to grow to challenge them in some things. And so I'll ask Braylon at night, I'll say, "Braylon, what's the very first thing that you remember?" And it's so fun to watch her reaction because she will stop and you can tell, and she'll look up and she'll start doing this and she's thinking. Mm-hmm. She's thinking. And then she'll be like, and then just out of "Can we go get a popsicle?" So, anyways, Tomorrow's Promise, they do it better than anybody. Go visit them online, tomorrowspromise.info, for early childhood, the experts at early childhood education. Charlotte is doing a phenomenal
Or
job.
just stop for a tour.
Yeah.
Come on by. We love impromptu.
How does that work? You just drop by and then boom.
Yeah, but you can do it both ways. You can go online and you can make an appointment for a tour at any of our 3 locations, or you can just stop by. And there's always somebody there who is ready to say, "Hey, come on in. Let me show you all the wonderful things we do."
You probably enjoy that too because it's kind of a little break for you. You're like, "Yes."
Sorry, Rob, I can't talk anymore. I have a tour.
You're like, "Yes, I get to talk to the adults." Yeah, sorry, your counseling session's over. Well, all right. Well, hey, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with Kay's Monday Mindset. You know what's funny? I told you earlier, I said we don't have any guests today. You're like, "Oh, in a whole hour?"
I know.
We're
And here we are.
We're 51 minutes into this. So we'll take a break. Continue to chime in. A lot of you, Kay is listening, by the way. She said, "I'm listening." So, Kay, good to see you on this
Love
morning.
you.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have Kay's Monday Mindset. We'll go over that. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show as we continue promoting and celebrating the good. It is Good Morning Huntsville. And as always, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Find out more information online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
All right, friends, welcome back as we write a new chapter here on the show. It's always fun. I always like to say that we are 650 plus chapters in this book and a lot more. We're so grateful. I wanted to say first and foremost thank you to Charlotte for being here. She has been so influential in our children's lives and so many children over these past 25 plus years. The school's been there 28 years. She's been there almost the entire ride. And you know, you talk about an employee who's dedicated, and it's just part of your, you know, at this point, you're not an employee. It's just part of what you do.
It's part of who I am, right?
I think Maggie from Twister. Did you ever watch that movie, the Twister movie back in the old one? And
with Ellen Hunt.
Yep, and she's talking to her. That's her daughter, and she goes, "Go on, Joe. Go chase those storms. That's what you do." So every time I hear that phrase, I see that woman's face. That's just kind of what you do. Yeah. Well, hey, I do want to dig into something else that's really important. We always do this on a Monday. It's Kay's Monday Mindset. And this one ties in perfectly with tomorrow's promise. Commit to lifelong learning. The moment we decide we already know enough is the moment that we stop growing.
Sure.
You just mentioned a while ago you like going to these conferences and learning stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, you have to keep on learning. Because, I mean, how else are you going to know anything, right?
Do you feel like as you've gotten older, though, the retention of what you take in goes away?
Yeah, because there are different things that you then remember, right? You know, did I not? You know, yeah, it's strange, but you know, so you take a lot of notes.
Learning keeps us curious, humble, and open. It's one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves. I saw a guy from a New York Oilers hockey team, which I don't watch any hockey, but I saw a clip on Facebook this morning, actually, of a gentleman. It's funny because Stella heard it and she started howling. When my little dog howls, it's the funniest thing ever. Cause she's like, oh, she heard this 104-year-old guy. I was watching him on my phone.
Oh, I saw that.
Play the saxophone.
Yes.
Wasn't that cool?
Yes, that was
for
cool.
the national anthem.
Yeah.
Here he is still learning, 104 years old. Robin Sharma reminds us that learning is the foundation of leadership. Growth doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from being willing to ask better questions. And here's a few reasons why learning keeps you growing. One, learning keeps your mind flexible. Keeps your mind flexible.
Yeah, it does.
Curiosity stretches your thinking and helps you adapt to change.
Yes.
I'm not big on change.
I know. Because it's scary, right? Because what's going to happen? but you have to jump into it.
I always
you have
feel,
to try.
I always feel like if there's that one, like if there's one wrench that, and you've seen me when I come in and I get straight, it's like that one wrench throws off the whole day, and to me that's big change.
Right.
You know, like if I get up and I'm ready to go, and then let's say, Braylon's got a fever. Didn't know that
Right.
was like last week, Kaden
Right.
had a fever.
Yeah.
And so my whole day dramatically changed. But I made the best of it. I brought him up here with me. I put a little pad down in the new studio, and he hung out, and but it's like a wrench gets thrown in your day.
Right.
But you have to adapt to it.
You have to adapt.
And talk to Charlotte. She charges hourly for the counseling. The second one here, learning builds confidence. The more you understand, the more capable you feel navigating life.
Of course.
And in learning models leadership. When you stay teachable, you invite others to grow alongside of you.
Yeah.
Kay always has this too. I love this. A challenge for the week. There's a focus, a challenge, and why it helps.
Okay.
The focus, learn something new. Read, listen, or watch something educational. Expands your perspective if you do that. I think Kay said she tries to read like a book a week. That's kind of her goal.
Yeah.
What do you think about
Yeah.
that? I can't read a book a year, honestly.
So I actually bought a Kindle, and it's not educational that I'm reading right now, but that could be one of my non-public resolutions to read more.
Well, secondly, the focus, ask questions. The challenge is be curious instead of certain. And this helps because it encourages growth mindset. Another focus is share your knowledge. Share your knowledge. Pass along something you've learned, and that helps to reinforce understanding. In the technical world, I feel bad because a lot of people ask me, hey, how can I do this and do that? And I'm not really good at teaching people, I've learned. I'm just not. Technical stuff, like someone asked me the other day, well, how can I program my own app? And I was like, I don't know how to teach you how to do that.
Right.
So,
Right.
But I found ways that I can help. I'm like, go to YouTube and watch this video, and it shows you some things.
Okay.
So I'm still helping.
You're still helping. Well, you taught them to go on YouTube.
to look it up.
We're stretching it a little bit.
I'm trying to make it blend in. So the final thought this morning, growth begins the moment you decide that you're still willing to learn.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the challenge as we start this new year. If you want to grow, be willing to learn. And don't be set in your ways on things. Y'all are adapting all the time in the Montessori school with different, there's still a base.
Well, yes, and so you have to do. So this is the lesson that you have to do. Well, what happens if I do it like this? And they're able to, and there are extensions to almost all of the class of the lessons that we teach in the 3 to 6 year old class. So just because it's supposed to be laid out a certain way doesn't mean that if I do it backwards, it can't work. Let's try. Be adaptable.
Do it. Be adaptable, and you know what? You'll learn, and you will grow quite a bit. So, well, hey, Charlotte, been fun this morning.
Yeah.
I know there's some events coming up, and we'll talk more about that. The Sweetheart Showdown.
Yes. Cherish your imagination.
Yeah, going to be
exciting.
fun.
Yeah.
That's coming up in February. Here we go. January's almost here. And so there are sponsorship opportunities for that. It's going to be a fun kind of I think like a dating style
newlywed game.
Type
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
So that's coming up in February. If you want to sponsor that, reach out to Tomorrow's Promise. You can find out more information on their website at tomorrowspromise.info, or just reach out to me here at Hello Huntsville, and I'll connect you to Kay and get you more information.
Yeah, we're excited about it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it goes to support the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And I'll end with that thought, too. That program has been so good for children.
Yeah.
What you were there from day one of that also.
I was.
What was that journey like, seeing all that come to pass?
Well, it's just I never knew that there was a program like that out there, and so when Kay brought it to our attention, it was just like, yeah, a way that we can help the children of Walker County. Right?
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
Over 1,050 children now receiving free books every month, 0 to 5. And it's such an important way. You talk about 12 books times 5. That's 60 books that they could potentially receive. And here's the thing. If your child is 3 and you're not signed up, go ahead and sign them up. Get them started now.
Yeah, by all means. You don't have to do it right from birth. Of course, we recommend that it's done, but as long as they're before 5, then sign up.
Yep, get them a book and read to them. That's something that I really enjoy doing with Braylon. She loves to read with me.
Yeah.
Kaden likes to read too, but Braylon's really big into it.
Yeah, well, she's that much older, so, she can concentrate and zone in on what it is that you're trying to read to her.
She has a little princess tent now with little cushions in there. She likes to go in there and snuggle up.
Yeah.
I went to HEB. Man, come on, Zach, over at HEB. He's the store man. Those guys know what to do. What did he do? They put these, like, humongous, I think it's like a 7 or 6 foot teddy bear right there when you leave the store. And there was 3 of them. Braylon's like, I want that. And I looked at the price. I was like, no.
Oh, you don't.
And then I looked it up online, and they were like $180 online.
Sheesh.
They had them for $70 at HEB.
Oh.
And so I said, well, Braylon, I said, maybe Santa will bring you one. Santa brought her one.
Nice.
So now she snuggles up with this. It's another bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of her bed and just let her sleep on that thing. All right, well, that'll wrap it up. Charlotte, any final thoughts? Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun this morning.
It has been fun. I'm, excited for 26. 26 is my year.
All right, that's it.
There you go.
That's it. That's her year. And
I'm going home to take a nap.
yeah, she's going to go home and take. See, I forgot what the rest of that was. Well, that'll wrap it up. Big thank you to Charlotte for hanging out with us. Tomorrow's Promise, Rick and Kay. Safe travels coming back.
Yeah.
And as we end every show, reminding you this morning, friends, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Until then, we will see you back tomorrow at 7:30 as we continue promoting and celebrating. The countdown to 2026 is on, and we want you to come and hang out with us and get your day started out right. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you back tomorrow at 7:30. See ya, Charlotte.
Bye.